Hey YouTube, coming at you with my first Great League battles, testing out all these new Pokemon. I'm going to start with Clefable today, because Clefable is an interesting one. So I think with a lot of the other Pokemon, you kind of know how strong or weak they're going to be. Clefable is one that I initially dismissed, and it's ranked very high in Ultra League, and not as high in Great League, so I wanted to test it out in Great League. And I would say I think this Pokemon will be good in Ultra League, but I wouldn't recommend it for Great League, and here's why. In these battles, you're going to see that overall it's pretty glassy. Even against some, like, again, there's the first weeks of battles, even against some like underpowered Pokemon, it still took quite a lot of damage. The moonblast and meteor mash hit pretty hard. Like, I will give it that. The problem is it hits about 70 to 75% on most things. And the problem is that's kind of useless when you still need a second move, right? So basically what I found is it gives up some of its, not that it gives up, it just doesn't have the bulk for Great League, but still requires the 2 moves to be landed. And the Fairy Wind doesn't have enough fast move pressure to take it out. So you're still going to need 2 moves for most things while taking a lot of damage. So let's just take a look at the battles to showcase this. If you're going to use this Pokemon, let's just start here. If you're going to use this Pokemon, you need something like a Swampert on the team. You're weak to Poison, and you have only Moonblast and Meteor Mash, so Steel resists everything. So Swampert seems like the obvious pairing for that, which is why I did that, and then a safe swap in lickitung. So first battles here. So I was on the train when I did some of these, getting like terrible reception. So you're gonna see glasses and cutouts and everything here. So hit with Meteor Mash, they shield. I lag a bit. That's expected. I'm spinning here. So this is just like a water gun Lapras taking me down to the yellow, and they go again. It's probably only a 1 move because they throw the Blizzard. This is just going to showcase how strong it can be, because this is going to do super effective because it is weak to both Meteor Mash and but like those Dragon Tails are chipping a fairy, right? But I will land this Meteor Mash. This is going to take it out. This is super effective, and the evolved form of Tyrant is very weak. I stand here trying to get to Meteor Mash, cannot, like, again, I get like, oh, it's a Razor Leaf, so I guess those do hurt. And I had to kind of stand because I don't want my Swampert on this. So we'll just come in here and just wipe up with lickitung. So yeah, let's just go through a couple more battles and then we'll sort of analyze that. So like I said, yeah, this matchup's taking a little longer, so I need to land the Earthquake here, which I can, and then lickitung will sweep up. Yeah, but what you're going to see is, like, even when I do land some of these, like landing a super effective move on a very, very, very glassy Pokemon that's like super effective, like that's nothing. I'm going to ignore that. What I am not going to ignore is some of these other matchups. So as soon as we take this out, we will get into the next matchup here. So Clefable into Slowking, right? So it is a water. So you need to land at least the Moonblast. They get out and come in Stunfisk. So I just need to get out here and come here. I go straight Earthquake. So I go Earthquake twice. And this is where just not knowing, because I'm so used to using a Shadow Swampert. And a Shadow Swampert, I just like farm and do like the Hydros. So I throw the Earthquake, they end up shielding. And then these Mud Shots add up where I'm at the point where I probably could Hydro. And you'll see that I do take it in the... I take it, I end up throwing this, they shield, and I take the Hydro Cannon here to take it out. So this is just like, I assume a Hydro would have taken it out, but I'm not positive. So I'm like, now I just throw it and it does take it out. So that's just not knowing your matchups. That's just so used to using a Shadow Swampert. It is also 1476, so that's probably why a little undercharged here. I was going to say, they probably could have full farm down, but again, this is early, so we're not too interested in the battles. But here we go. So shields down. Come in here, Moonblast. Slowking's got okay bulk, right? So as you're going to see, does about like 70%. So there's no point in me staying in, because I would need to do like another 5 or 6 Fairy Winds to get to a Moonblast, and those confusions would add up. So I come in here, just do lick damage. Whimsicott, it's going to charm me a bit, but that's fine. I'll be able to double body slam. So again, a good, like, Slowking's decent bulk. So the Moonblast did like 70-75%. Is a good hitting Pokemon. It just I'm sure I will showcase, just it's a little too glassy in a lot of these matchups. for your Moonblast not being able to one-shot a lot of things. It does come pretty quick. So trevenant here, I think this is a good example of a loss, right? So come in here. I'm just going straight Meteor Mash because, again, I don't think a Moonblast is going to take it out. Meteor Mash still hits like a truck to the tune of 70%. But those claws have already put me at like 65%. And the Shadow Ball basically one-shot me. I'm within claw range and I'm just going to leg out here. Right, so that is sort of the problem, especially with shield down. I've got to imagine that shields down, this Pokemon is probably much worse. And let me just see if I can bring up the 1 versus 2 shield, because my thought is exactly what happened there. In the 0 shield, you are probably just not going to be able to survive a lot of one move. So Great League meta versus Clefable in the 1 shield. It has a 18 and 25 record, which is not amazing. In the 0 shield, I gotta imagine it's probably, oh, it's actually better, 20 and 23. I wonder what the differences are. And what about the 2 shield? The 2 shield, 2 shields would be interesting, 16 and 27. So it's just not fast enough on these charges. So Fairy Wind, again, Fairy Wind's a pretty fast charging move. Meteor Mash and Moonblast are just sort of like nukes. Not that that's a problem, but they're sort of just like nukes. So it takes a little bit to get to them, and then it just does not have the bulk I found in, oops. I still see I have my, where's that Windows capture on here? I can't even see it. Anyways, so that's the initial thought process. I didn't even commentate on this one. I did great counting, and then the game didn't allow me to throw my 3rd Hydro Cannon and take this out, but lickitung is tanky enough just to survive a Brave Bird. Jolteon. So Jolteon's a fast but pretty glassy Pokemon, and it's undercharged. It's 1427. They try and catch with a Kabuto, which they do. I'm going to throw a Moonblast here. Again, I just want to, like, when I'm early in these matchups, I just try and test. I just want to see how these movesets do. They're not even getting it. Meteor Mash still does neutral because it's rock, right? So this will still hit neutral. And they decide to shield. That's fine. I guess Fairy Winds are adding up. Again, it's a Kabuto with 1427. So that's why I let this one go. It's like 50%. So it's not like a lot, but again, is it a good Pokemon? Hit it with the Meteor Mash. This will take it out because, oh, it's 1331. It's not even a 14. It's a 13. Yeah. So, wow, look how strong this is against 2 not good Pokemon that are at 1300 CP. So, early seasons, you can't do much about that. I want to see if I can get to a move here. Do I shield to try and get to move? Yeah, I want to shield because I want to see how much it does. It's a 1427. But those Fairy Winds add up, and the game. Don't play on a train. Don't play on a train where you're going in through like rural areas and you have to use their Wi-Fi. Not good. But yeah, if you watched my video this morning, I got home and shot that video at like 10 a.m. Not 10 p.m. And then by the time I finished and uploaded, I did like 3 sets between like 11 and 11:45, and it like I just finished my last set before the league turned over. So Samurott, again, I want to test this out. I want to see if I can get a Meteor Mash, but sorry, a Moonblast. They're running some like waterfall or something, and they're still getting to a Hydro Cannon here. So these waterfalls are adding up. Nidoqueen comes in. Again, you're super weak to poison, so you need an answer to poison. Swampert is just such a good answer here. So in terms of building up, like mine's a 0, 15, 12, so I built it up to test out Great League, but this Pokemon's going Ultra League. I don't know if I have the XLs for it yet, but I will find out soon if I have the XLs for that, and then test it out in the Ultra League when that rolls around. So they are loaded with energy. I'm going to come here. Do I just sacrifice this? No? I do want to try and get a move off to get out. I mean, if I get a move off, I'm going to take it out, because it's not like these Fairy Winds are doing nothing. And like I said, every single one of these moves seems to do like 65, 70%. So that's over half, takes it out. That's great. Charizard comes in, which is not ideal, right? You really don't have anything to throw at Charizard. So there's a lot of Pokemon in this meta between poisons and steals and like fires that are going to cause you problems. And there's a lot of Pokemon that are just going to like outbulk and outpace you. But Lickitung is so good. Take it out here if the game doesn't lag me out here. So Swampert, so this is a good, I think what's going to happen here is you can probably live one Hydro. And a Moonblast to a Shadow Swampert would hurt a lot. So I expect to shield here. But then at this point, I think I just need to sacrifice it. So the attack does fall, but it doesn't matter. They're at like 100 energy. So they're at 2 Hydros, 1 Hydro. They'll lower the attack, so it's not going to do as much. But again, it's still a Shadow Swampert. I could shield and grab the shield back and like take this. But I'm like, I can just take this with, because I'm like, oh, this is great. I can get the here. I'm pretty sure that spinning ball that you're seeing in the top left is going to cost me something in the near future here. It's a Pidgeot. So the flyer, again, I wouldn't totally just use this line. I would go Clefable, Swampert, and something. I did see a couple like Pidgeot and the owl still around constantly. I've used the owl on my team. So it's not like you can just like, and I can kind of mention in my video this morning, it's not like you can dismiss these Pokemon. I still think there's a lot of Pokemon that you are going to see. The meta is going to, so I think someone in the comments put it perfectly. It's not that the meta in like the top regionals, like the Show 6 tournament, is going to change too much. What is going to change is there are now more options in the Great League. I use Dugong, that'll be coming up, and so it's a double flyer team. So that this game's over. So I use, I've already played with Dugong, so that will be coming tomorrow morning. And then Sunday, I'll showcase Whiscash, because I don't have a Quagsire built up yet, but Whiscash with Mudbomb, I wanted to see how strong it did. And I don't know what I'm going to do next. So Quagsire comes in, Meteor Mash, Moonblast, again, 70%, like, again, everything this thing seems to hit is like 70%. The problem is you still need 2 moves. I lower their attack, so Stone is not doing a bunch. Sandslash comes in, so Swampert is a very good answer to Sandslash. Sandslash is very spammy, and it does, like, it's glass cannon. Like, some of these ice punches I took on my Pokemon, I was like, oh, that did way more than I expected. Which I expect maybe this one to be an ice punch. It's like, yeah, like, look at that. I'm not even a Shadow Swampert, and that, like, took me within another ice punch range. Like, it is a hard-hitting Pokemon. At this point, that's fine. I got a shield, and it's like within a couple, like, lick down range probably here. Yeah. I'll take an ice punch again, but that is fine. What do they have on the lead? Quagsire. I get this off. Do they shield if I remember? And I'm like, okay, what do you have in the back that you're shielding this? Okay, no, they don't shield this. Oh yeah, the Mirror Match Clefable. And again, when everything does like 70%, I just need to chip here and then take the shield advantage to just get the 2 Meteor Mashes. So I'm going to force them to throw here. Not that it matters. So I said everything does 50%. There's 70%. Does it do it to a Lickitung? No, it doesn't do it. So this is why I actually want to showcase this one, because I remember this match. I was like, I want to showcase it from the other end. So again, that's a Lickitung. That's a Lickitung that was already in the yellow, and it couldn't take it out with a Meteor Mash. Maybe if it threw the Moonblast, I probably would have been taken out, but it couldn't even take it out with a Meteor Mash. So I just think that it's probably not very limited, but I think it's limited against some of the main meta. Limited in its bulk versus moveset for the damage it outputs. But that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you have run, and if there's anything you want me to showcase. Like I said, I plan to go through over these first 2 weeks, because I think it's Great League for the first 2 weeks. So I plan to go through the majority of these Pokemon, and I know other content creators are as well. Because the way I describe it, so let me use a sports reference. There's what you see. There's the analytics, what you see on paper, which is PV Poke, where you can like run simulations and see their statistics and see their win matchups. But then there's the eye test, and the eye test is basically me playing with it and feeling it out, compared to see if, like, for Whiscash is feeling out and Dugong is, again, I've used those in the past, so it's feeling out what those either new moves or buffs do. Clefable here, it's just kind of feeling out how it is. And again, my feel on this is hard-hitting moves, a little glassy, and you still take 2 moves to take them all out. So it does, and I think against the main meta, you're limited. So that is my analysis of Clefable, having used it. Anyways, that is it. Have a good weekend. Like I said, just check out for a bunch of these videos coming with new Pokemon. Yeah, again, I don't care about win record early on. I know a lot of people are posting like, so not that I don't want to call these people out. Is that on people are like on Twitter, 25 out of 30, like 25 and 5 starting records. Like, okay, like you should not be worrying about your rating 1 day into this matchup. You should be using these new Pokemon and playing around with it to see where they would fit in a meta and where do you think the meta is going. And for me, having played this and seeing Dugong a lot and seeing a sandslash a lot, what I think others said is I don't think the meta, I think I already said this, I don't think the meta is going to change a ton. I think there's just more viable options to use now. So I think you will see like Dugong more and a sandslash more. I don't think they become instant meta. I don't think the owl goes away because of it. I just think that there's now more options, which is a good thing. So that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you think, and I will see you guys in the next one.